Hello guys. Today we will learn about the Fetch API, how the Fetch APIs work, and how the HTTP requests work. So this is something like very easy, and I'll just try to tell you in a very basic way, in a very simple manner way, so you will get understand how the Fetch APIs work. So let me just console something. Hello world, I will just look into it. Is the hello world is coming? Yeah, it's working perfectly fine. So now our main topic is about the fetch. So this is the fake API which I will use in this tutorial about the fetch API. So when I'm just running this fake API, then we are just getting this data, the user ID, and the title and the completed, and we will use this fake API here too. And now if we will console the data, just let me check that what the result is appearing if we are just fetching the API. So this is coming promise pending. So fetch works on the basis of some standard forms of pending, means promise, and the promise is works on the first stage is pending, second it is executing, and third is fulfilling, or fourth it will be rejected. So fetch works on the basis of promise. So my next video will be on promise, but on this video just get that fetch works on the some basic rules of the promise, and now it is in pending mode. Okay, that looks perfectly fine. So to just get a response, we will use another promise, and we will use response, and we'll use the ever function. And let me just console the response and just check it out what the result is coming. Either this result is coming or not. We are getting a response. We are just getting the status 200 okay true, but we are getting nothing in the body. This is happening because we are not trying to getting a response into the JSON format, and this data is in JSON. So that's why we need to just mention that reverse to JSON, and after that again we will try to get the data. Boom, we are just getting our data. This is title, completed, ID, and just let me check it against user ID directly false. We are just getting the same data here. The same data is here. This is superbly good. Okay, so what if I'll just use some random URL? I know that there's nothing in this URL, there's nothing data in this URL, so let me check what will happen if I'll just pass it down. So this is trying to just fetch a data using a get HTTP request, and this is also working fine. So just let me do one more thing, that the last promise, if we want to just capture any error. Just let me just check. See, this text, the text is not appearing here because fetch always gets succeed if they are hitting any API. It doesn't, because fetch works like this. They always want to get succeed. They didn't just the catch didn't get the error because they are just trying to just get an API, that data from the API. So now in this case what we will need to do, we need to check is there any data in the API, is the response is okay or not. So for that we can do one thing in the response. We will use the if statement, that if okay, if everything is fine and we have our data in the API, then just and just tell me in the console that success, there is response in the from the API. If not, unsuccessful. Just let me check. See, we are getting unsuccessful because this is a fake, because in this fake API there's nothing data. So while using the if else statement, we can check it out, either we have any response or not. This is something great. Okay, so now if we need to use another HTTP request, suppose we need to use the method HTTP request post. So how we'll do that? What I am doing? Oh, this is post. Okay. And in the body, we just want to mention the title. We are working on API. Oh, what I am doing here? Okay, everything looks perfect, and here we will just return the response in JSON. Okay, everything looks perfect. Oh, we need to use the post API. Oh, this is the post API, the fake ones, and just let me use it here. Oh, we are able to generate the IDs, but we are not be able to just pass the data. This is happening because we need to define this data into JSON, into the JSON string. So for that, we can do one thing. We can use the JSON stringify and can wrap the title into this. Now let me just check. Again, we are getting the same problem because this thing happens. So also we need to just mention the headers. Firstly, just let me down what is headers. So in the headers, we need to define that content type is application and JSON. So we need to define, and we also need to use this. So we need to define that in the headers that content types application JSON. If we just want to pass any JSON data while using the HTTP request post, and now everything will work fine. Just let me check once again. See, we are able to generate the title. Everything is working superbly fine. So we need to just take care that if we are just passing any data, so we need to just define in the JSON stringify, or we also need to just mention the headers. So everything will work definitely fine. So just take care of these two things. This is something like every beginners just misses this type of basic thing, and now everything seems working very perfectly. So if you are just watching my video the first time, please subscribe my channel, because this is a new channel, and I just want to just make a code in a very simple way to just teach the students or anyone who is coming on my channel, so they just get understand in a very simple, in a very basics way, so everything get be very understandable. So thank you so much. Please subscribe the channel, and also if you like the video, please hit the like button. Thank you so much.